Hey guys, I am always late and never quite fully ready. But I'm gonna get a minute, see if the notification goes out, and gonna put some people right into their place. So school's in session. I am just looking for my glasses so I can actually read the friggin' chat. Not that they help, but they do kind of sometimes. Hey, Cane Shades. Hey, A Bay 8. Hey, Cuban B. And I gotta get my damn glasses if I'm gonna see the rest. 1 second. I like setting a live ahead of time to let everybody know that I'm doing it. And thank you guys for coming because I know I work afternoons and I'm on the opposite shift as everybody. I tried to catch some of the bodega, but I was at work, so I caught it like on breaks and lunch and that sort of shit. But I was way behind. But I wanted to let you guys know that I was there, and I really hate that I miss out when I'm there. Hey Grant, how's it going? Holy long time no see, bud. 1 sec, you guys. You think by now I would have my shit together, but it just never seems to happen. 1 second. Trying to find my damn glasses so I can kind of read. So hopefully the notification goes out. Thank you guys for being here. And if you catch it on the replay, feel free to share it out. Because I think tonight's gonna be a funny one. Well, I kind of know it is. Funny for me, maybe not so funny for some other people. But you know what? Don't get on my bad side. You're never going to have to worry about this happening. 1 second, you guys. I'm trying to find my freaking boomer glasses. Can't see shit. Can't even see shit with them on either. But, ah, 1 sec, you guys. Sorry. Never prepared. I need a friggin' assistant. Okay? Yep, sure do. They're here, Dakota snoring in the background. My dude. 1 sec. Motherfucker. It's in my work bag. I have a work bag that I just got home from work because I work afternoons. And I missed everything. All of the good shit. So anyways, I did this last night. I almost did. I thought, you know what? Let me sit on it for like 24 hours. Where the fuck are my glasses? I've also decided the other day that like it was really friggin' hilarious to have a GoPro on me because well, I'll tell you the situation. I was in the friggin' store, and you know how they have all these stupid self checkouts now, dummies. So I've never been a cashier in my friggin' life, okay? And they give you like next to no room. There's never any bags, and hey, whatever happens, happens. I've never been a friggin' cashier. I don't want to take someone's job away. So whatever. And so I was at the thing and you know how they have like the cashier that stands at the end and watches everybody. So like everything I scanned, it was like, I'll put in the bagging area, whatever. I kept getting a friggin' error message and I was just going off at this thing, right? Well, I didn't see the lady standing there and she was like, oh, that's hilarious. Like she was howling at me, her and the security guard. I'm like, it would be a great friggin' reality TV show if you had a friggin' camera here because, like, I know I, for one, would be really entertaining because, well, then I would also see how many times in a day I just kind of, the Tourette's comes out and I'm just like, fuck you. And I'm really sorry I still can't find my glasses. I'm really trying hard, but, oh, man. I don't know. 1 sec. I can't see the chat. That's why I need this thing. So 1 second. And then we're going to get started. I'm going to explain to you guys what Shaper's Corner is because most of you are probably like, what the fuck is she talking about? But don't worry, we're going to get into it. Oh boy. And I'm going to make this a thing. Okay. So, Speaker's Corner for all my American friends who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Back before, okay, we're going old school times, right? Like 90s, 2000s, like the best time of our life, pretty much, right? Canada's equivalent to like MTV, or sorry, Much Music, or no, MTV is like Much Music, right? Like back in the day when they usually had like uh people on the show and they'd have like concerts on the show and like they'd play videos and it was like good shit, like the good old days. I don't know if it's still like that in America, but God, I don't even know how long it's been off here. And there used to be like really cool like announcers and shit, but job cuts So out front of this place that was located in Toronto, which was called Much Music, everybody used to go there all the time. It was the place to be. And they used to have this thing called Speaker's Corner. And again, this was the best time of our lives. Pre snowflake generation, pre like, oh, words are violence. Oh, I can't handle this because, I'm so weak. I'm going to crumble. They used to have this station, and it was like, do you remember like in the malls when they would have like the cameras booths? Except this was like not just a camera booth, it was like a video booth. And you could go down there and you could like pretty much damn well say anything you want. This was like pre-censorship, pre like, oh my God, I'm gonna crumble if you say this. Like, oh my God, we need to censor your speech because I'm so scared of the truth. And like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? So like, I mean, you would see all kinds of shit on this thing. Like it was hilarious. And if I had the time and was prepared, and the old chestnut, I would have like taken the time to find some videos to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But we're going to do Kims Trippin's edition of Speaker's Corner. So, like, I mean, anything pretty much went. Like, I mean, obviously, there was some guidelines, and I'm actually kind of surprised. Back in the day, there wasn't more, shocks. So it got me thinking when I was on the bodega last week, and oh my God, like, I want to talk about that too, but there's a few things I need to mention first, and it's going to all tie in together, but hilarious. By the way, that dude's famous, and we need him on the freaking bodega, okay? It needs to happen. So, anyways, yeah, people used to go down to Speaker's Corner, it was called, and like air their beefs or questions, concerns, comments, whatever. Like a lot of drunk people, like a lot of every kind of person, right? It was so fun. But now I'm going to put my spin on it. And so, like, I think like I'm going to start this off. It's going to be like a weekly thing. There's going to be themes and all kinds of shit, and I'm going to get really creative with it. But I decided to do this on the spur of the moment before I was like fully prepared, as I do. Because something kind of prompted this. Oh boy. And I haven't done one of these in a while. So welcome back to the old Kim. And for those of you who are just meeting her, especially to one in particular person who I'm going to dedicate this show to. I give up on finding my fucking glasses. Like, what the hell? Anyways, we'll just pretend I can read the chat, okay? I'm not going to look at it for a minute because I just want to get this out before I get all distracted because you know me, squirrel. So anyways, yeah, so there's one in particular person that I would like to dedicate tonight's show to, and that would be Root Irish. Because this dumb motherfucker who I've never spoken to in my entire life, don't even know who this person is, called me a hooker. And and I thought it was hilarious. Like, now clearly this guy does not understand my fucking sense of humor. Okay. Because if he came here thinking that it was going to insult me, oh my God, like I've had so much fun with this all week. In fact, I even told my boss about it tonight. I'm not going to tell you what he told me first, which he not probably. He definitely shouldn't have said. I have one of those faces where like people just tell me everything, and it's like, oh God, I didn't really want to know that. But anyway, he told me something, and I was like, oh well, it was something that happened to him online. And I was like, well, I got called a hooker yesterday, and I'm like, or a couple days ago, right? I'm like, you want to know what I did? He's like, what? Because he was like having a fucking nervous breakdown about what happened to him today. So I was like, well, listen to this. I go, this dude who I've never fucking seen, never spoke to, I know where he hangs out, right? Like, whatever, with another crowd. Thought it would be insulting to me, of all people, to call me a hooker, which I found absolutely hilarious. And I've been like joking about it. So I was like, as I do, depending on the mood, depending on where I want to go with this and how creative my mind gets, I was like, oh, well, isn't this hilarious? I'm like, it jumped from friggin' YouTube to Instagram because I'm such a fucking idiot, you guys. Oh my God. I was like, oh, well, it jumped from YouTube to Instagram because I been to Instagram yesterday, and I get I get this message from some fucking random, which whatever. Let me tell you the story first. I get so sidetracked. And he's like, "Oh," he go, I don't know this guy from fucking Adam. Of course, it's a fake profile, like, super hot fucking jacked up dude on the fucking profile picture, new profile. Like, yeah, okay, I was born at night, not last night, right? But he wants to be my sugar daddy, my sugar daddy, $5,000 a week, right? So I put the post up last night. And by the way, dudes, thank you, for all the ass kissing that I got in the comments last night. But said ass is not for sale. And Bay 8th, I had to laugh at your comment because you're like, yo, don't you remember on the show last week we said we were going to be partners? I remember discussing the street meat carts. And I said that in the comments, and I'm like, this doesn't make this conversation sound any better. And this entire fucking show is not going, in fact, it's probably going to make me sound like I'm a hooker, but I'm not. But I find it hilarious, and I'm going to have fun with it because that's what I do. And this is how you fucking treat trolls on YouTube or any social media for that matter, but specifically YouTube, because it's a special place that exists between hell and insanity. Okay. And there's all kinds of fucking people out here. I absolutely 100% think that YouTube needs to do a fucking psych evaluation before anybody is allowed to get a friggin' account out here. Because they just let anybody on this platform. And it's funny because I listen to people and their stories, and they tell me, like what's going on with them and things that have happened to them. And I'm like, shit, man, like if I fucking told you stories, I would make your toes curl. But the thing is, I don't want to give these motherfuckers any ideas. But I will tell you one quick story before I go on to the next segment of the show that I'm totally not prepared for, and I'm just going off the cuff and winging it. So, oh man, I should have wrote it down because now I forgot. What was it? And I can't even ask in the chat because I can't fucking see the chat. Son of a bitch. What was I just saying, you guys? Here, yes, I can fucking turn it up. Wait. Hang on. Actually, I can't really see. Good times. Good times. You gotcha. Diagonal. Woo, woo. Okay, hang on. I'm just seeing who's in the chat. Hey, Grant. Hey, David. Hey, Cuban B. Lost my freaking chat. I can't remember what the hell I was talking about. But anyways, there was this version of Speaker's Corner, and I think we need to bring it back because, I'm not a fan of like the weak society or weak people or, specifically men, but people in, but people in general. And if I knock myself out, don't be surprised. Because now I've got my screen all fucked up. But, hey, COVID, how's it going? So this show will get better from the jump because I've got a lot of ideas in my head, and I'm sorry that I was not fully prepared, but I wanted to kind of get this out and make an ass of somebody because my famous theory is fuck around and find out. And so to Mr. I'm going to call you Rude Irish because I think you're a fucking pecker. I've never spoken to you. He called me a hooker. I thought it was friggin' hilarious. He thought it was going to be an insult. And now I'm going to make him look like the fucking douchebag that he is and give him the attention that he clearly wants from me. So what I think about... Oh, I remember what I was going to say before, but no, whatever. I'm over that moment. So this is how you handle trolls out here. So first of all, you don't take what they say personally, because most of them are low-level bottom feeders, who most likely live in their parents' basement. The theory of like the small dog theory, like are the yappiest. So like in the troll situations when they come at you, never spoke to this dude before, didn't even give me like one fact as to why he was mad. Obviously I know why he was mad, I know where he slithered from, and I know who he associates with, so it is what it is, birds of a feather crawl around on the ground together. So take it for a grain of salt. But I'm going to assume that I'm going to call you Rude Irish because I think that's the name for the chooch. You probably live in your fucking parents' basement. You probably have a small penis. You most likely don't have all of your teeth. You haven't probably been laid since 1905. And you're probably an angry little bitter man who I'm going to guess is probably not even 5'6", most likely overweight, probably spends a lot of time on the internet. And you definitely hang around some fucking questionable characters. Let's just say that. Not my crowd. Okay. But so I thought this was fucking hilarious because, most people would be offended by that, but not me. Like, he has no idea. Like I said before, don't try and get inside this matrix because you're gonna need fucking breadcrumbs to get out of this bitch. So anyways, some people will be offended by that, but I was like, no, this is hilarious. So, so I was like, oh, I got offered $5,000. Maybe I should send this to this Rude Irish dude because it sounds like he probably needs the dough more than I do. However, I do think I'm in the wrong profession. But yeah, it was almost like indecent proposal. Like, I do appreciate the ass kissing in the comments, thank you very much, but said ass is not for sale. Okay, so there's that covered. What was that one? XP Vista, do you remember that? Motherfucker, he wears diapers. Oh Lord. See that? Like, I mean, this is what you have. Okay, you guys, you have to think about where it's coming from. Okay, like this, I had to think about this because we were talking about this last week on the bodega, right? And like about how people had to be talked down, and like shit could get serious real quick. And let me give you an example. There was a situation, actually there was a show, and I think I want to say it was on Netflix, and it was something like, I can't remember the damn name of the show. I'm real with movies, who's in it, what's it about, blah blah. I got too much knowledge in my head to remember all these little details of shit like that, right? But it was talking about like real life situations on the internet and how things can go sideways and shit like that, right? So there was like these fucking kids, gamer kids, you know, that like some of them do use diapers instead of the friggin' whatever their gaming system is, and I guess it gets really competitive. So this one little douchebag future fucking felon kid thought it'd be hilarious for his buddy that was beating him. See, little boys and their egos, this is why I say what I say. So anyways, he thought it'd be funny to swat the dude. All right. So he calls up the fucking police, makes up some story about, has people at gunpoint. So the cops are gonna fucking roll in hot as they do. He gives them the wrong address. Now, I don't know if that was intentional or an accident, but either way, retarded. Yeah, I said what I said because it is retarded. So of course the cops go in fucking hot. They surround the house, they get on the fucking speaker, and they're like, yo, we got your house surrounded, come on out with your fucking hands up. So the father opens, or actually, no, stranger, wrong house, goes out onto the porch, has his fucking hands up, not resisting. I don't know what fucking happened, what transpired, how things went sideways, but they did. He was shot dead in front of his daughter. His daughter seen that. So now she's got a lifetime of PTSD. Well, actually, no, she doesn't, because she ended up fucking hanging herself. And then her boyfriend found her and he hung himself. So you dumb little assholes on the internet who think this shit is like real life, you need to consider the source of where it's coming from. And all of these people who sit out here and tell you how fucking horrible this one is, and oh my God, this one did this 4 years ago, and I'm going to obsess about this paper that means absolutely fucking nothing because I have a mental disorder and I don't see reality because my head's up my ass, but I have a personal beef against this dude. So I'm going to make stories up, in my opinion, and just, go off because I don't know if it's autism, if it's fucking OCD, if it's like some borderline stalker shit. Maybe like in my opinion, I'm no doctor, but maybe like a future, you know, sociopath, psychopath, maybe a future serial killer. There's a certain level of obsession that goes beyond normal. Okay. I see that in a lot of people out here. Like I said, YouTube, you need a fucking psych eval to be out here. Okay. Legit. And they should consider it. But they don't. But it's the worst of the worst people that will sit up here and tell you how to fucking live your life and how bad you are of a person, when they have spent, you know, the majority of their adult life behind bars in prison. Yeah, please give me advice. Tell me how to win at life. Please do. You know, so you have to fucking sit on the internet, harass people, you know, make a federal case out of absolutely fucking nothing, repeat yourself. Basically you're doing what the rest of the prostitutes do, and you repeat the same shit over and over and over again, which you think is such a fucking, you know, slam dunk case, but in my opinion it's a stretch. That doesn't make sense to anyone except the mentally ill. So sorry if I'm not picking up what you're putting down, but I'm putting on my Captain Obvious hat because it's Speaker's Corners edition, and this is what we fucking do. I'm not going to name names, so if you want to come at me, hit me up in the comments. Keep it clean. I can fight like the best of them, but if you go below the belt, I will go for your jugular. So play nice, or don't come and play with the big boys, okay? Because that's what you're going to get. I guarantee you that you do not know another fucking chick like me. I'm more probably like a dude, so you would expect this behavior from dudes. I have a lot of dude friends until they get weird, um, which always fucking happens, but that's another story. That's for another fucking segment of Speaker's Corner. Um, fuck. Oh, dude, I have so many things. Like, I'm going to be more prepared for the next one, because like I had this whole thing planned out, but then when that whole hooker thing hit me, I was like, oh man, I can't not address this shit. Now, back in the day when I used to come out here and talk about something totally different than that I have now since blocked out of my mind and don't really want to bring it up because when I look back, it was funny but embarrassing. But many people would know me from that time. And if you know me from that time, then this is of no surprise to you because I used to get a lot of fucking hate. I used to get a I used to get a lot of love left for me. And I handle it differently than a lot of people. I would fuck. I would like make videos calling people out like, come at me, bro. But you better have fucking strong shoulders and be able to take it back. Because again, this is not my first dance out here. But that leads me back to the bodega, and we were talking about last week about, you know, like Damien was saying, like about how Amory had to talk him down, and this is in real life. Like, you guys, my dudes out here, you know who you are. I'm not gonna name drop, but consider the source of where this shit's coming from. Okay, first of all, first and foremost, consider the source, because I mean that should be enough to be like, okay, you proved your point. Um, but then, um, you know, they think they're big men behind computer screens talking shit and making themselves seem holier than thou. Get off the cross. We need the wood. When they've got like vile fucking criminal histories that, like, I mean, if you if you get a fucking detail wrong about their fucking heinous bullshit crime that they're so fucking proud of, when most people would be like, oh man, like, can I get that shit expunged? But no, these motherfuckers are proud because, you know, class, morals, shit like that is just running rampant on these YouTube streets. You know, if you get a detail wrong, then they'll fucking come at you in droves. And to me, that says a lot more about who they are as a person than about the person they're attacking. Because when all of these grown ass motherfucking boomer ass men get together and team up on certain individuals, it just shows me how little of a person you are, and I could shred you to fucking pieces right now. But let's save some of the charm for another night, shall we? Let's stay on task. I'm out here to prove a point. I'm going to do this at least once a week. I'm going to pick different topics. I'm going to get a little bit more prepared. I used to do better shows back in the day, but I'm winging it on my freaking phone right now because my laptop, whatever. You know what? I haven't used my laptop since fucking 1905. It probably does have Windows XP on it. And I'm so used to a cell phone that when I actually go to use my laptop, like, it looks weird to me. Like, I can't even navigate the fucking YouTube screen anymore, or the StreamYard's screen anymore, because it looks different on your phone than it does on the computer. So I'm gonna have to practice. But yeah, maybe it's boomer time for me. Maybe, it's time to start looking into being a Walmart greeter. Let's see, what else did I want to say? Because there was a whole bunch of things that I had listed in mind, but I wanted to kind of ease you into this. For those who know me and are from Canada, specifically the Hammer, you guys, this will be of no fucking surprise to you. I have that attitude, much like what you would say is, I guess, a New York attitude, but I can kind of fit in anywhere. I'm just one of those straightforward people that don't take shit, and what you see is what you get. And some people like it and some people don't, but I really don't give a shit. I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not, and your approval doesn't mean fuck all. And that's the way it is. But my advice to the people out here that who either don't have a lot of experience in this shit, or have a hard time when you walk away from the computer letting shit go, is you basically have to compare this to the fucking playground. And like, there's just some kids that should never bother getting out of the sandbox because they are so far out of their element that once they step out, they don't realize that they're stepping into fucking quicksand. And I'm the quicksand. So, you never know what's going to come out of this mouth. Like I said, you can't get in this matrix, man. And I pride myself on that shit. That's what makes me interesting. I keep people on their toes. What else? What else? There's so many things I had in my head. I was thinking about this all night at work. Like, I was just going off, and I was like, oh, I should write this shit down because no, I'll remember. No, I won't remember. Because I have a lot of knowledge up there, like a lot of information, a lot of things, stored in the files. And I forget, stupid shit. Actually, I forget a lot of shit, if I'm being honest, but sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. What else was there? There was a couple things. Oh my fuck, you guys. This is the perfect time to talk about it since, the word on the street is I'm a hooker. Which, by the way, is not going to go away anytime soon. I'm going to, like, wear that out to the death because I think it's hilarious. Dude, if you think that's an insult, you seriously don't get my sense of humor, and nor will you ever. And you're probably, I don't know. I have a vision in my head of what I think most of these people are. And the funny thing is, I'm probably not wrong. But hey, it is what it is. I did feel good. Actually, I'll tell you this. Another thing, another segment on Speaker's Corner is, I don't know what happened, but somehow a fucking video popped up from my channel from like a year ago. Actually, almost to the fucking day. Like, well, maybe just a little over a year ago. And I was like, really, that's weird. So for some reason, I don't know why, but I decided to listen to it, right? Because I was like, well, let's see, whatever. And I was thinking, holy shit, man, have I ever come a long way in a fucking year? So let me tell you, for people that don't leave their house and spend all of their time on their computer, either gaming or live streaming and e-begging on the internet because they think that this is an actual job, which by the fucking way, it's not. But whatever. Okay, that's just my opinion. I'm a hustler. I go out and make a living 40 to 50 hours a week or more, because I like to get out of the house. I like to be around people. I like to do something productive. And I am certainly never going to sit and ask somebody for money. And then when, you know, the donations stop and shit, lay the guilt trip and rage quit and just reduce myself to a prostitute, basically. That is a fucking prostitute, bitch. That Rude Irish, where the fuck you at? That is what a prostitute is, okay? You see this bitch out here e-begging? Hell to the no. Nor will you ever. You know why? Because I go to fucking work and I'm productive and I'm smart. But anyways, back to the fucking situation that I was telling you about earlier about how this video randomly popped up from like almost a year ago. Like, I think it was like the middle of February. So like, I don't know, maybe almost 2 months ago, pretty much now. And I was like, holy fuck, how far have I come, eh? So I was like, you know, getting called. This is why I find, you know, being called a hooker so flattering, because like I used to be a fat fuck. Like, oh my God. Okay. I know what it's like to kind of just give up and I don't know, just not really pay attention to, I don't know, maybe you're not, I don't know. There's different reasons why people let themselves go. And mine was, you know, I wasn't in a good place and I just kind of gave up and didn't really pay attention to what was going on around me because, you know, whatever. That's my business, not yours. So fuck you. But anyways, you know, in the last couple years, I decided to take my health seriously because I've had like 13 or 14 people drop dead, like most of them my age, which is not that old, by the way. But it feels old. Drop dead suddenly. Wonder what that could be from. Who knows? Um, but anyways, I decided to start taking myself seriously, like my health, right? And like, dude, I'm fucking skinny now. Like it's ridiculous. And with that comes all of the dirt bags. So it's like, you know, this whole prostitute thing I thought was hilarious because it also reminds me of work because I work in like a dude's job. I have for a long, like my whole, actually my pretty much my whole career. And so like this is not anything new to me. That's why I'm always around guys. Because like 97% of the dudes that I work with are dudes, okay? And like I love dudes, they make great friends, but like, you know, there gets a point when it becomes weird. And like let me tell you, I'm not the type of person that minces fucking words, okay? So if I was interested, you know I was interested. And when I'm blowing you off, like take the fucking hint, bro. So, no, these boomer dudes who are married, okay, listen to this. They're married, they're boomers, like decades older than me. And for whatever, don't ask me what they're fucking thinking because we are not looking in the same mirror or reality. um, Whatever they think they have to offer to someone like me, it's just like hard no, and I'm going to pass. But like the thing is you kind of have to be like not so douchebaggery with it because like you see these people every day, right? Well, this one dude I was friends with right from the get, he was also a fucking union steward, which baffles my mind, like how fucking retarded these guys are, because they jeopardize their job. And if I was a different type of woman, I'd be like, yo, this is sexual harassment. But instead, I'd rather like take their manhood away from them. That's my way of dealing with it. I don't want to see anybody lose their job, but I don't mind taking your balls in a fucking, you know, I'm I'm Lorena Bob. I'm not afraid to cut you off. Okay. So, you know, I won't make you lose your job, but I'll make you feel like you want to go home and jump off the bridge. So like I'll try to be nice at first and be like, no, you know, whatever. No, right? And then it gets weird and it's like, so like I was friends with this dude at my work. He's a fucking union steward. We were friends for like 2-3 years. Never once fucking flirted, never crossed the line, never anything inappropriate. Don't know what the fucking dude was thinking. But like, you know, he was messaging me really late one night. I should have known, but it was like, well, we work afternoons, not a big deal for my phone to go off in the middle of the night, right? Dakota, 1 second. I gotta take my dog out in a sec, but he's gonna wait 1 second. So anyways, dude messages me late at night, and you know, like I said, didn't think anything of it. I work afternoons, whatever. And he's like sending me messages, and he wasn't making sense. And I'm like, he's either fucked up or he's drunk or something, because he was just off. Like I couldn't, obviously I can't see him through the phone, right? So he's like, well, you know, he's talking about joining this whatever online dating thing, which is stupid. Hard no, hard pass for that shit. Fuck no. Okay. Double life, serial killers, not interested. and your wife needs to know you're lying, cheating dirtbag. Okay, fuck off. So anyways, he talks about, joining this one of these sites or whatever it is, or apps or whatever. And he's like, can I send you a couple pictures? And I was like, already, I don't like where this is going. Right? I was like, okay, Dakota, give me 2 seconds to get my shoes on. Sorry, my dumb dog wants to go out again. We've been out twice in 20 minutes, dude. 1 second. Okay, gotta get my shoes on. So he's like, I'm going to send you the pictures that I put on my online dating profile. And I thought, oh man, I already feel weird. Right? This isn't going to go well. Yes, dog, I hear you. Give me 2 seconds. All right. 1 sec. I just got to put my shoes. So he's like, I was like, oh God, okay, he's just going to get worse. Hang on 1 second. I got to get my shoes. So he's like, I'm going to send you these pictures that I want to use for my fucking online dating profile. And I was like, awkward, but yeah, right. Right? What's happening here? Is there something wrong? Am I even fucking live? I can't see the top of the screen. What is going on? Welcome to my life. I'm definitely no fucking professional live streamer anymore. Believe it or not, I used to be at one time. But I was the director, not the producer. So yeah, back to this weird dude. Okay, so like he was like one of my best dudes too. Like we'd fucking hang out at breaks. Like I said, nothing ever inappropriate, never gave me that creepy ass vibes. I picked that shit up like a mile away, right? So I was like, okay, this is gonna get weird with the fucking pictures, but whatever. So he sends me 2 pictures, right? And I was like, he's like, the ones she says I look sad, and I thought, well, sad is one word for it. But sure, let's go with sad. I'm outside right now, you guys. Hang on 1 second. Dakota, don't pull me. We got a little bit of snow today. Like, yeah, fucks, okay. So he sends me one and he's like, she says it looks sad in this one. And I was like, yep, sad's one word for it. Dakota, no. Don't you pull, dickhead. This dog is like 150 pounds. And now that I've lost weight, he can pull me around like a bitch. And he's broken so many of my bones. The last one was an L1. Hurts like a bitch. The second one he sends me is he was off work for a period of time. And it was like he turned into a lumberjack. And whenever I see a dude's appearance change like that, or anyone's appearance for that matter, change that drastically within a couple months' time, I think either mental health or drugs, right? It's just my first thought. Usually mental health is my first thought. So I was like, oh, right? Didn't say nothing. He's like, well, what do you think? I want an unbiased opinion. And I'm like, well, you look different. Maybe you should like practice. Like I was feeling uncomfortable and I really just wanted to drop the whole fucking thing altogether. I was like, go ask your fucking mom or something, right? So the next thing I knew it was coming. It was like, he's like, well, do you mind if I send you nude pictures? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking absolutely do mind because I work with you. You're my fucking union steward. I thought you were my friend and now you're creeping me out. Right? So I thought that would be the end of it. But no, guys don't take no for an answer. They double fucking down. So he's like, come on, man. He's like, I just want like an unbiased opinion and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, how fucking hard up are you, dude? Like, and aren't you gonna feel weird when you see me at work tomorrow? Like when I see your fucking junk and I see that shit on your face, so I can imagine what it looks like downstairs. Like, no thanks, right? I'm good. So like I thought that would be the end of it, right? Because as a woman, let me tell you the difference between men and women. If a woman got that response, like me personally, but I have way too much self-awareness than the average bear, because like everybody walks around with their fucking head up their ass and has zero self-awareness. I would get that hint. And I would be like, okay, whatever, right? Like I'm not gonna fucking embarrass myself and show how desperate and repulsive and weird I am. But no, guys don't get it, but I didn't want to tell him to fuck off because he was my union steward and blah, blah, blah. And like I said, I thought we were friends. Well, that killed that. So at this time, he was off work too, by the way. So then he comes back to work and guess what he does? He transfers to my fucking department. And I'm like, oh, motherfucker, right? This is bad. Because I stopped talking to him altogether. Like as soon as he sent me that message, I just blocked him. I was like, it's never going to be the same now. Like, I'm never going to look at you the same. Cause I mean, like I said, it wasn't like, no. And then he dropped it. Like he kept going, like I had to block the guy. Okay. Like, I mean, and I don't usually block people, like, cause you know, it doesn't bother me. Like I usually take their manhood from them, but I was just like, I'm not going to do that to this dude. Like, I know he's not mentally well. I don't think it's a good idea to push him to the point where he just feels like, you know, getting in the corner and rocking like a baby and crying. Thought maybe that's not the way to handle this one. However, yeah, he comes back to work. He transfers to my department, and now he's working in the same area as me. And I'm like, motherfucker, right? Now, like I said, I've worked a dude's job my whole fucking life. I am not that girl that complains about fucking sexual harassment. I am the type of person that just takes the law into my own hands. I deal with it myself. I make sure there's no witnesses around, and I just let them know straight right up that you're fucking talk to me like that again, and you're gonna be missing your fucking testicles and like learning about it. I'm telling you where they are. So get fucked and don't ever talk to me like that again. Well, this guy is in my fucking department. So how do you get away from that one? And working with me at my area. And I'm like, oh man, this is so awkward, right? Like, oh, fuck. Well, the funny thing is like I'm almost like best friends with like the union chair, right? Like he's on speed dial. Like, you know, all my friends are dudes because they're usually cool until they go weird. And Rob, if you're listening, I'm talking about you, bro. You fucking weirdo. Like, when no means no, okay? Like, it doesn't mean keep sending me messages and saying like, oh, I want an unbiased opinion. No, asshole, you don't. Because if you want an unbiased opinion, send it to your buddy. Okay? Let him judge your fucking sausage because I'm not interested. Pretty clear, right? You would think. But no, couldn't take the hint, had to transfer to my department, all up in my grill. Now you're making me trying to feel uncomfortable. Well, I'm not the type to be pushed out. I think you can tell that enough about me, right? In fact, I push back. So, like I said, I'm like best friends with my union chair. And at the time, I didn't know that he even fucking knew this. So I was up there one day talking to my buddy Mike, who's the union chair. And he's like, I don't want to say the dude's last name because that's what I usually call him, actually, to be honest. But I don't want to blow his fucking cover. But anyways, Rob, you know, the fucking weirdo who needs some serious fucking help, actually, more than I can give him. I was like, he's like, you might want to be careful with that guy. And I'm like, listen, I'm like, you want to hear something fucking weird? And he's like, what? So I told him the story, and he's like, how weird is that? And I'm like, totally fucking weird. And I'm like, how would you even do that with somebody you work with? Because now he has to face me every day. And I said, and if that wasn't bad enough, he was on the other side, so I didn't even have to see him. We were on different shifts and everything. We didn't even start at the same time, leave at the same time. But now he transferred to my fucking department. He's right up in my grill. Now I'm pissed off because it's like, you don't keep pushing when when I say no, like you're not going to change my mind. It's not like, well, maybe. It's like, no, fuck no. Not if we were the last two on earth and had to repopulate the earth. No, hard no, no. So I told him what happened. So then when dude comes over to my fucking department, I was like, listen here, because he's trying to make me feel he's one of those stupid, like, I hate passive aggressive people. Like, if you got something to say, you fucking state your case. You say it loud, you say it proud, and have no shame. Don't beat around the bush. Don't be no passive aggressive bullshit. Don't talk to other people about it. Like, if you can't speak your mind, I have zero fucking respect for you. I think you're a cuck. Okay. And that's what he was trying to do to me. And it's like, I'm not the one. Right. So I messaged the fucking news steward. And I was like, Mike, I said, listen, I got to tell you something, man. And I said, this is between me and you. I said, like, document it or do what you got to do. I said, I don't want this to go anywhere. I want to be very clear on that before I fucking say anything. I said, because that's not my style. I couldn't really handle knowing that I would feel like I made him lose his job, even though it was his stupidity, his actions, his fucking whatever. Like, I don't know where people's heads are sometimes. Like, I just don't get it. But I would still feel like because the woman, right, like, sexual harassment, never said that in the 25 years I've been doing this shit. So even though it's happened a billion times, and I just, like I said, I just make sure there's no witnesses, and and just put them in their place. So I was like, listen, like I said, I just want to let you know. I said what we talked about before. I said, I want you to put that like or whatever in his file. Like, so when the next chick comes forward, you know it's a pattern. I said, but I want to be clear that I don't want him to lose his fucking job over this shit. So the very same day that I was up there talking to my union steward about what was happening, he decides I swear he knew because he fucked off. Okay. So what was going to happen is after like every day we go in, we have this fucking bullshit meeting and then we go out to work and do our job. Right. Well, right after the meeting, I see, like, I was getting ready to go up front and I was like saying the same thing that I said to you guys. Like, I want to be very clear. I want absolutely zero consequences. I just want to have it documented so that when the next girl comes forward, you believe her because they tend not to believe you. Right. And, by the time I got to the office, he had already been to the office and then he was off work. Ain't that some weird shit? I go out for break and I had a fucking flat tire on my car. So this is the kind of mentality of the fucking weirdos and douchebags that we're dealing with in life. And this happens to girls a lot. So when she's not wanting to look at your nude fucking pictures of your tiny ass micro penis, fuck right off. Don't flatten her tire. Don't stalk her. Don't try and be passive aggressive and dominate her because you're not gonna. Because, dude, I have more balls than you. So fuck right off. Stop it. Stop it. And you turn the fuck around and go find someone else because I am not the one. And I don't care what I got to do because if this step doesn't take care of it, I'll make sure the next one will do it. Trust that. So that's on behalf of women everywhere. Read the signs. Read your audience, okay? If she's not like wanting to hop on that shit, it means she's not into you. And she doesn't really want to hurt your feelings. But it is what it is. And sometimes, you know what? Why do I care about his feelings? He's a fucking weirdo. Like, I've heard lots of stories about the guy, and like, I don't know. But after that, it's like, how do you think I can be friends with you now? Like, when I tried to handle it cool and be like, no, I don't think that would be a good idea, you know, like, let's just keep it like platonic, you know what I'm saying? But when you got to go there with it, now you're making me weird, and now I'm never going to talk to you again, you fucking weirdo. Now you just lost a best friend because I'm cool as shit, and it's your fault. So, oh, I don't have to be careful. I think they need to be careful. Like, oh, fuck, yeah, he doesn't scare me. I could fucking take him, like, one hand, ragdoll a bitch. Like, put me in fight or flight mode, and believe me, I've got the strength of a fucking beast. Plus, I grew up in a rough town, so you had to be able to handle yourself, and I had brothers, so I wasn't a girly girl. That's why I hang out with the dudes, and that's why I am also known as a hooker. So there you go. The more you know, huh? But I'm proud of this shit because a year ago, or more than a year ago, actually, about 2 years, I've been kind of like working on my body and fitness and all that sort of shit, right? 2 years ago, people wouldn't have been calling me a hooker. That's for sure. I'll tell you that. So I was like, woo woo, like I'm flattered, like fucking A, right? That's hilarious. Most people are offended. Not this bitch. So try again, rude Irish, you fucker. Come at me, bro. Maybe you better stick to your fucking lane because you're not working out so well on this side. And I don't even know who this person is. I couldn't even tell you if it's a fucking dude or a chick, but my guess is it's dude. I already gave the assessment of what I think he is. But see, the funny thing is I've been out on these YouTube streets for a long time, so nothing shocks me anymore. Like when people say, like, oh, this happened, and it shocked me. And it's like, really? It shocked you? I could tell you things that would really fucking shock you, but I don't want to put it out into the universe because these crazy motherfuckers will be like, that's a challenge. And most of them have very lengthy criminal records. So what's going to stop them? So yeah, that's note to the wise. If you are friends with a girl and you ask if you can send her nude pics and she's like, you know, I don't really think that's a great idea, block. Don't push your luck, okay? Because it's not going to end well for you. And if I didn't work with you, oh fuck, that would have been a totally different situation altogether. But this happens a lot. I work with a lot of older dudes that are like, getting ready to cross that rainbow bridge into the Walmart greeter section of the world. And, they're married and they just, I don't know what they're thinking. Like, do you think you're young again, or is it like a midlife crisis? I'm not sure what it is. But why you think you could get somebody who was 20 years younger than you, who is not married, and what do you think seems appealing about being a fucking side chick? Do tell. Do tell. Like, because I'm not seeing any benefits to it. In fact, what I'm seeing in the end is a throwdown. Okay. So I'm not the one for that either. Let's just say that, okay. But like, I just don't understand, because like I'm as blunt can get, and yet people still continue to push the envelope and pretend like they don't understand. And it's like, dude, Stevie fucking Wonder could see what's happening here, and you're acting like you're fucking Helen Keller. You can't see, you can't hear, you know nothing, you see nothing, whatever. But that's your problem. That's a you problem. Because when I tune you in, you're gonna see it. You're definitely gonna fucking hear it. And you might never be the same again. So take it for what it is and don't push me to that point. All right. So that's good. Oh, I felt good. I needed to get that out. So I did hear up to 20,000 last night. Chris Trock, he's like, no less than 20,000. Like, people were like trying to kiss my ass. And I was like, that's hilarious. You guys, Captain Save a Ho. I had all the white knights, Captain Save a Ho in the comments last night. It was hilarious. And I was proud of it. I even took a screenshot and shared it on my fucking Instagram. Like, spread that shit around, would you? That's hilarious. Most people would be embarrassed. Not I, says the wolf. Takes a lot to embarrass me. In fact, if we had to fucking throw down, I bet you I could do it quicker than you within 3 minutes. Depending on the day, maybe 1.5 minutes. Within 2 minutes, I could definitely have you rocking in the corner crying. But let's not go there. Why you gotta make me like that? Nobody wants to see that. It's not necessary. I was talking to my boss today. I could tell you guys so much. It's hilarious. Today was a day of all days. Let me tell you. So I was like fucking counselor therapist at work today. So I go in today and my fucking boss, like, I could tell he's having a bad day. I was like, what's going on? Like, everybody tells me their problems. Like, Dr. Kim here. Dr. Kim to the rescue. Talk to me. What's going on? Like, I got your shit covered, right? What's the problem? He's like, this is what I mean about like too much information. I have that face where people just want to tell me things that are like, oh my God. So he's like, well, I'm not having a good day. I'm like, why, what's going on? He's like, well, something to do with the ex and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, she said I was gaslighting her because she's in a new relationship. And I'm like, well, tell the fucking whore that, maybe you don't want this dirtbag around your kids, and let's see what she thinks of that situation. Right. So I got him laughing, right? He's like, well, that's not even the worst of it. And I'm like, oh, should have walked away at that point. When you hear that that's not the worst of it, turn around and walk away. Right then, right there. Don't ask a question. Just turn around and walk away. I go, well, what was the worst part? So not expecting this. He goes, oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Why do I have to hear this stuff? And I have to share it because I need to get it out of my head. Okay. So if I had to hear it, you fucking have to hear it. So he goes, well, I don't know. I was getting this message from some guy. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, he was trying to get money out of me. And I'm like, huh, for what? Right? Like, do you got another job you're not telling me about? What's going on? And he's like, oh my God. I don't even want to really repeat this, but I'm gonna, because that's what I do. I don't say names and all that shit, but I mean, like I said, if I had to endure this, you do too. He goes, well, some guy said that, like, was blackmailing me. And I'm like, well, blackmailing you for what? When I heard the word blackmail, I was like, okay, now you got my attention. What's going on? Thinking it was something good. I was wrong. He goes,
Well, I don't know how he did it, but he wants money because he was able to hack my camera somehow and send personal videos of me to like my family, to my dad, to my this, to my that. And at first I thought he meant like this dude went on his Facebook, right? Got his pictures, because if you're not locked down on that shitty fucking platform, Facebook, and you don't have your settings on privacy, then whatever happens to you is your own fucking stupidity, because hello, it's like the best stalker fucking platform there is, right? So at first, that's what I thought he was talking about. I thought he went on and got like pictures of his kids and shit and was like, you know, if you whatever, whatever. But then he was like, and I was like, well, okay, like how did he get? That's what I thought he meant. And he's like, well, he goes, what I don't understand is how he got access to my camera. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean by that? And he goes, oh my God. I don't even want to say this because I really like my boss, but it was weird. He goes, well, he goes, yeah, he sent pictures of me jerking off to like my dad, my mom, my fucking baby's mama. And I'm like, oh my God, like, holy fuck. Okay. You're my boss for one, like awkward for two. Uh, nah. And not to mention the obvious question, how did this motherfucker get into his camera? Hello? Does anybody know? Can you tell me? Is he a hacker? Like, what the fuck? And how does that happen? And why do you have video of that? If it's just you, if it's just you, bro, and you're having like, you know, a romantic night all by yourself, then what's the camera for? Okay. Like, yeah. So I don't know why people tell me some of the things that they do. I was like, so I go, like, I still really don't know what to say because it was not what I was expecting him to say. And so I just laughed my ass off because I was like, well, that's kind of funny actually. Right, right? But then I was like, well, how did this fucking guy from India or Nigeria or whatever third ass world country he's trying to fucking extort from, how did he get into the guy's phone? Like, can you hack phones? Like, is that a thing? And get rid of the evidence. Like, why are you videotaping yourself jerking off? Like, I don't get it. Is that a thing guys do? Like, what in the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, women don't do this shit, okay? Like, I mean, fuck. And he's like, you know, my dad got it. And he's like, I just put out a message, like I got hacked. And I was like, well, just say that it's not you. And he's like, no, you can tell in the video it's me. And I'm like, oh my God, like, fuck. Oh my God. Like, can you imagine like your dad getting a video of you fucking jerking off? Like, oh my God. And he was trying to extort the guy for money. And he's like, dude, I'm broke. Like, I got no fucking money. Like, what the fuck? And I was like, well, do you want me to take care of it? I'm like, by the time I'm done with him, I said, he'll be fucking sending you money and you won't be hearing from this motherfucker again. So I don't know what's wrong with people, but there is something wrong with the world today. It reminds me of an Aerosmith song, but there really is something's wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is. They're all on fentanyl or some other fucking mood altering drugs. I don't get it. But you can't make this shit up, you guys. Seriously. But the question of the hour is, how did he get into his phone? For real. Can you, like, I know there's certain links that if you open links, you can, like, get someone's location. But I don't know about, like, I don't know how the fuck you, like, I'm no hacker, right? I know everybody used to think I was, like, Edward Snowden, but I'm not. Like, I can't even fucking use my laptop, okay? Like, it took me 20 minutes to find the delete key. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, like maybe at one time when I used to use them for my job and it was like before pre-cell phones were like a computer in your hand, maybe I was good at it, but I'm no longer good at it. So like, I mean, I don't know. Technology's not my thing, okay, unless it's in the palm of my hand. Don't keep incriminating shit on your fucking phone, okay? Assume that anybody can get into it. Assume that if you lost it, would you want somebody to be able to look through your phone and be okay with the shit that they're going to see? Fuck. Yeah. Like, I mean, be smart. Like, quit being dumbasses. I'm so sick of dumbass people. Like, I'm really at the end of my rope with you people. And I'm going to call you people, like John Cherry did, because That's what they called us. And my oh my, how the messaging has changed in the last little bit. I heard something on the news yesterday that I'm not even going to discuss, but it was sure not something you would have heard 2 years ago on the news. Let me tell you that. But the one thing that I am shocked to find out is that there are still areas, I want to say in America, that are like full into the COVID thing still. Like, I mean, people are still not working, and like, what in actual fuck? Because that's been over in Canada since we went to Ottawa. Basically, they dropped the shit after that because they knew fuck around and find out, right? Man, I wish I could read the comments. They have handheld scanners and they have to do is walk by you. What in the motherfucking? How do I get one of these things? What? All they have to do is walk by you and it can copy the entire contents of your phone. What in the motherfucking hell are you talking about? And where do I get one of these? And what do you do with that? Like, what? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. But then again, I have a job, right? So when you have a job and gainful employment, you don't think of douchebaggery fucking things to do, to extort people, to try and destroy people's lives, to try and drive them point to the brink of insanity, to try and destroy them. Normal people don't go around doing shit like this, okay? That's just not the world we live in. And if that's the world you live in, then you better go get some fucking psychiatric help because you're fucked up. Let me be the one to put the Captain Obvious hat on and tell you the things that the people around you that are enabling your ass won't tell you. You're batshit crazy. Nobody's gonna put up with that. That's probably the reason why you're fucking single and living in your mama's basement. So stop being a fucking retard. Stop asking to send dick pics to fucking women you work with, you dumbass. And when she says no, she means no. It doesn't mean transfer to her fucking department and work right in her fucking area and be all up in her grill. Because that's really going to bring the bad side out of me. Like, oh man, you're going to see a temper like you didn't even know existed. I'll blow the fucking lid off this shit. Like, not going to happen. I will not be, no. No. Hard no. Okay. And fuck, I'm not the one. Okay. There's a reason why I'm not the one. I've seen all this shit before. Like, I mean, why do you think I know what I'm looking for? Okay. When I was younger, I seen lots of things that I shouldn't have seen, that I should have left sooner, that I should have read the signs, that I chose to ignore because I loved him. And I thought I was going to change him. You ain't changing anybody. You ain't changing shit. All you're doing is making it harder for you to fucking leave in 5 or 10 years when you finally get your head out of your ass and see that he's a fucking douchebag. So when you see it and you see the red flags and your friends are like, this guy isn't the one, and you're like, oh, I wish my friends would have told me, and then they tell you and you ignore them, then you are stupid and you need mental health help. Okay? Take it from somebody who's been down this road. Don't do it. Run the other way. And when I say run, I don't mean walk. I mean turn the fuck around and run the other way and look for somebody else, because those red flags that you thought were so cute in the beginning, and oh, I'm going to change him, and oh, I love him, you are an idiot and you're only asking for a fucking heartbreak. Okay? People are who they are. You aren't changing anybody for shit. People change themselves if they choose to, if they want to. It's very fucking rare that they do. But if they do, it's because they want to. It's not because of you. You may be the catalyst behind it and maybe a driving force, but you know, unless you're fucking Charles Manson, it ain't you, honey. So save yourself the heartache, the domestic violence bullshit, the PTSD, and just go the fuck away and find somebody that's going to appreciate you for the queen that you are. And if you can't, then you just should stay single, really. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So this is the first edition of Speaker's Corner, Kims Trippin edition. It's going to get a lot more interesting from here. These were the things that have been floating through my head since yesterday. Well, in fact, there was a lot more, but I forgot because, like I said, I have so much wisdom in there that I need to free up space, right? Like on your phone, when it's full, your memory is full. You need to free up space. And if I don't get this shit out, I swear it's gonna like give me cancer or a fucking aneurysm or something. But I've got a lot of ideas for like funny shows And yeah, it's gonna happen. So it's I don't know. These are the things like, oh dude, I could I got stories for days. What you want to talk about? I could tell you fucking stories, but you know, I'm like an onion. There's many layers to me, you know, and it takes a long time for me to peel back the fucking layers. And not everybody gets that side of me, okay? So, okay, what's that say? Ask Truck. Okay, you know what I don't understand about Truck? God love him. Chris Truck, I love you, but how the fuck can one dude be like an ITT tech guy, but be like, um, you know, how do you say this in a loving way? No. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. How can he be like so fucking book smart, you know, technically smart, but then a little slow at certain things, which hey, I mean, there's a lot of things I'm slow at too, you know. I fuck you off math, fuck off French. Oh my god, I can't even do French. Never like science. There was a lot of things in school I wasn't good at, and I know my faults, and I don't pretend to be good at things that I'm not good at. I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, and yeah, like I mean, ha ha to all the teachers that said you wouldn't be walking around with a fucking calculator in your pocket one day. Ha ha, proved you wrong. Sure do. Ha ha, didn't need that. And don't even talk to me about train A and train B, because as soon as you get to the speed of train A, my brain's already shut the fuck down. Okay, because it's not hearing that. I don't care unless I'm on one of those trains. I don't give a fuck. All right. So take your trains and fuck off. Okay. Um, what else? These are the things that run through my head in a day, and this isn't even a third of it. Oh, fuck. But yeah, like I mean, I was thinking at work, I'm like, dude, I need a GoPro. Like, because I just see so much shit that you just wouldn't even fucking believe. Like, it's almost like, did you hear that? Like, I have to look at somebody and say, did I just hear what I think I fucking heard? And it happens a lot. Like, what is wrong with people? Is it the water? Is it this climate change shit? Like, what is it? Please tell me what it is, because I don't get it. Is it drugs? Is it mental health? Like, is it boredom? Is it stupidity? Like, is it a lack of self awareness? What the fuck is it? Because, like, I think it's a combination of all of it. Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Good times. Crazy times are good times. They make for fun fucking stories sometimes. Oh, speaking of stories, mother, I'm gonna save that for the next show, because that's a big one. That's a fucking big one. It was remember I was talking about you guys know where I came from, right? Like where I moved out of, and I used to call it an insane asylum and all the shit that was going on there. And I was like, once I'm out of there, I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna call it that's messed up, right? Then I was like, oh well, maybe I better talk to a fucking lawyer first, because like there's a lot of fucking shit to that, right? And I thought I was going to go the legal route, but I don't go through courts, and I don't sue people, and I don't criminally charge people. I do street justice, and we don't live in a city that's that fucking big. Okay, but he can run, but he can't fucking hide. So what I'm doing basically is just letting enough time to cool down. And I know for a fact already that this guy has a lot of fucking enemies, so you know, you really shouldn't piss off people that live in a small town. Is some pretty good advice, I'm gonna say, just as a general side note. uh yeah, not a good idea, because everybody seems to know everybody. It's like 6 degrees of separation, and if I don't know you, I'm damn sure I know someone who does. That's just the way this city works. I loved it when I moved out west and I knew fucking nobody. That was the greatest shit ever. And I miss the mountains too. And yeah, I don't know. I wish I could read these comments. Hang on one second. Let me see if I could turn my phone sideways. This is what caused before. Uh-oh. Oh, hang on. Wait a second. What's going on here? Okay, hang on. Uh-oh. Oh. Hang on. Maybe that's not the way to go. Okay, here we go. That's weird. Men don't do that either. Don't do what either? How long's that been there? I don't know. He was hoping you has. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, man. I can't find them. I don't know where they are. Hope I didn't fucking leave them at work. Oh wait, here they are. Hang on. That'll help. I'm in denial of my eyesight, so I really don't like wearing my glasses. I'd rather spell like a fucking hooked on phonics fifth grader. 1 second. Okay. Let there be light. He was hoping you'd have. No, hell no. I like my boss, man, but not like that. I don't want to see him yanking his fucking chain. I hate waiting for sweet tea only to end up with water. Tell that fucker you only take good gossip, bad boss. He's a good boss. He just I don't think he realized that he was crossing a line, but I didn't take it personally with him. He's not like, like creepy vibe kind of guy. At least in my opinion. Okay, so let me see. I'm just trying to catch up on the comments that I couldn't read before. Okay. That guy Rude Irish is the biggest fucking clown I've seen on here that just makes comments. Yeah, I know what community he comes from. He's deranged and obsessed. Yeah, there's there's a lot of them out here, and I don't know what it is, but if there is like a 500 fucking mile radius for like insane people, for some reason I don't know what it is, but they find me. Like they fucking run right to me. Like I don't know what it is, because I am not one of them. 5,000 a week must be Elephant Man's grandson. Who's Elephant Man? Who the fuck's Elephant Man? That's why doxing people is so dangerous. Well, and that's what I worry is going to end up happening. That's why, like, I shared that story about the doxing thing and about how the guy was shot in front of his daughter and then she hung herself and then her boyfriend found her and he hung himself. That's where this is going to go. Like, I see the writing on the wall, like 100 fucking miles away. And, like, people, yeah, they don't know what that they're playing with fire. I still use DOS. What's Windows? Oh my god, that's what they have. Never mind, I'm gonna age myself and I don't want to do that. I'm in denial about my age. My house has a bunch of windows. On social media. I hate social media. That's where the world took a shit in the toilet. That too. I'm married apparently with 8 kids, 68 in a wheelchair. Well, you look pretty good for a fucking 68-year-old, yo. And 8 kids. Jesus fuck, Ricky. Oh my god. John and 8. Or no, what is it? John and Kate plus 8. Stalker vibes, yeah, totes. Have some mace or something. Oh yeah, I got dude, I got shit. In fact, I wouldn't even need anything really. Because the thing about pepper spray is if you spray them, you spray yourself. You do realize that you're gonna spray somebody, right? It's gonna come back in your face. So like that's gonna backfire in a bad way. But yeah, don't worry about me, you guys. I got a dog that'll fucking shred them, okay? My dog breaks my bones and he loves me. Can you imagine what he'd do to somebody who's trying to hurt me? And I lived in a fucking psycho house, and that's the only thing that kept me safe was everybody was like literally when they'd see Dakota walking down the hall, they would jump 10 feet back, like grown ass men, and they should. Damn. What? Don't be taking any less. 10 stacks and up. That's hilarious. Safe. What? Side? What? Side cheese? Nice shoes? They'll buy you shoes. What? Chicks, you mean? I don't know what, yeah. See you, COVID. Oh, I'm always safe, man. Don't worry about me. Like, I know I make it sound bad, but hey, if, like I always say, if I ever got kidnapped, they drop me off at the next town. You don't got to worry about me, man. Fuck. I missed the bodega. I tried. Kimberly's tripping. I'm only called Kimberly when I'm in trouble. That's hilarious. I was listening on my breaks, not at lunch. I'm gonna catch up when I'm done this live, which is going to be very soon, because I gotta do laundry and clean up and do all kinds of shit before I gotta fucking work tomorrow. Sorry. Yeah, I'm definitely not looking at pictures of my boss jerking off. That's a hard fucking no. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this show. I'm gonna head out now because I gotta have a shower. I gotta fucking do laundry. I gotta clean this house, put the garbage out, do all this shit. And it's 2:30 in the morning. See, like I work afternoons, and before I know it, it's like 5 or 6 a.m. and I'm just going to bed, and it's like, oh my god. And I gotta be at work for 3 and I commute, so I leave an hour early. So yeah, it's a pain. I don't get a lot of sleep through the week, to say the least. But anyways, thanks for joining me. Hope I made you laugh. Anyways, this show is only gonna get better as the weeks continue, because like it's gonna be like, you never know what's gonna come out of this mouth at any given point in time anyways. But like, I mean, I can really get on a good fucking roll sometimes. And tonight I had some built up you know, douchebaggery comments to make. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming out. Feel free to share if you like. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for joining me. Peace out, bitches.